I'm not talking, man. I am not talking. I'm just finishing some stuff, so I will be right back. Yo, Ray, how are you doing? What a beautiful day. Who thought that yesterday? That's great. The push is insane. Great volume. This could hold actually in the daily. If yes, where could we go? Okay. There's not that much room, so we really need to see. I mean, once we break this level, there's just one imbalance left and the all-time high, so it's already crazy. Like, even if you are not invested in Bitcoin, this is a very good sign for all the other projects. I mean, you see on the whole board is green, and that's what it does, you know. What does Gala do? Yeah, same at the still at the same price. Jesus. Okay. Let's see if that is the bottom. It could well be. It is very undervalued. Could well be the bottom. This could very, very well be the bottom. But I mean, anyway, it is at the bottom. So okay, yeah, this is, yeah, for me, if it pulls back even more, I believe this will be the best price you could ever buy, obviously. And yeah, if you are in now, or you bought around these levels, very great. Very great. Right. Do you have a project? Do you want me to take a look on? I missed this one so hard. Oh my god. Believe me. I was in back here, which, yeah, 155. I sold at that top here. And when we came back down and we broke that low, I really thought we're gonna break these lows here. So I waited a little bit and then I found some other projects. And after that, I didn't really pay attention anymore. And it just ran like crazy. Like, I would have made a lot of money in this one because I had like really a bunch of money in it. Even this pump was great, but imagine, that was my own fault, not patient enough. I mean, 27x, I would still be up 21x. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I believe that back at that time I put in $3,000. So yeah, that would be 60, 70k profit. Anyway, there are thousands of opportunities. For now, it is just very important. Everything goes up, yes. It rejected the 50. Let's see if it can come back. I would love to see, first of all, a 4-hour close above the 50 level here. This level just means the old high. We can take it away. This was from the last video. So in the last video, I said that after we fulfilled that imbalance in the daily, which one was it? Or even weekly? Yeah, so we had that weekly imbalance just under the liquidity, which we grabbed and we pumped back up, broke structure. When we broke out of this, however you want to call it, there are many ways. Let's say a bull flag, a symmetric triangle, whatsoever. So what we did here is none other than coming back up, breaking these highs or at least testing them, coming back, compressing, and then it decided to break up to the upside. And then we had a very important imbalance that wasn't closed yet. And as you see, it reached it, then it closed, and the day after, which was on Friday, yeah, often on Friday it's a dump or a pump, and then what it does on weekends is we will see most likely continuation during the whole week that comes after that weekend. So most likely we will see continuation of Bitcoin to the upside this week. How high it will go, I don't know. I don't really know. These are the most important levels yet to conquer. Like all these levels down below here were not that important and strong as these ones, because imagine you are done with crypto and you don't want to be involved in the space anymore. In that case, imagine you bought here. So you were down in your investments for like, let's say almost a year. Even a little bit more. But if you were in Bitcoin, you went in here and basically bought the top. You're rating now since February 2021 until now, and you're not even break even. So you're still in a loss if you didn't buy it or didn't accumulate it when it dumped even lower. So if that is the case, these people are, the majority I believe, are going to hold, but there are some people and some selling pressure coming in. Let's go check CoinGlass. And then we go over the liquidation heat map. And also we will check if the bubble index changed, if there is some new data coming in. Let's see. Liquidation heat map. I really like that because you really can see where the order book liquidity is laying. Like you know exactly. For example, all these buying orders were not there 3 days ago. So this is very great because orders that were laying lower, let's say at what were we 45k to 40k, are now coming higher to the upside. Let's see here in the weekly chart. Yo John, yo Johan, how are you? Hey, please can you check on Atmos Cosmos? Yes, I will do that ASAP. So here you can now see on the weekly the most liquidations would be here under 47k. So if these orders don't go away and they assemble and more and more and more liquidity will come there, you can be sure that a moment or another it will go there to grab that liquidity. So let's go just in a month. I will look for for Cosmos after. Okay, so here you can really see that there is not much liquidity linked to the downside, and this is, in my opinion, also, I made multiple videos on that. I don't know if people can remember it, but I did really like 5-6 times I talked about it because I don't really saw anyone on the internet talk about it. And for me, it was very, or is still very important data when it comes to understanding the momentum we have right now. So just quickly, here you see the green volume profile is just an indication of if something is overvalued and the momentum is very high, let's say like a bubble. So here you know that the price of Bitcoin, which is the yellow line, you can see that the index at the moment of the all-time high spiked very high, so a lot of momentum. It was inflated very big. So, and in case it goes to the negative, just means the other side, there is no momentum, the price is lower than it should be. Let's take it that way. So then we had the same last bull run. We were going from negative to indecisive and then bullish. But this time we have something we never saw before. So we are pumping since 15k, we are pumping now to 50k. And still the bubble index is negative, and still the Google trends are not even in a trend yet, or let's say in an uptrend. We are still almost at all-time lows when it comes to Bitcoin. There is also a second reason why that is happening, is because the majority of retail that are new in the markets really try to directly go into altcoins instead of first of all going into Bitcoin. So this is also why I believe that the trend is a little bit lower than it was, but this will come back. Like you can be for sure that the momentum on the internet where people look for crypto and Bitcoin in general is gonna come and skyrocket as in every single bull run, okay? So that is great data, and because of that data, I said that I believe there is not a crash necessary, as a lot of people say, to 10k Bitcoin, let's say. So I really don't believe that there is much retail to liquidate, none other than the people that were in the market since years and will not exit even if there is a capitulation coming. So it is, in my opinion, not even that interesting to push the price of Bitcoin very low in a short period of time. But we are at very dangerous levels right now, so we need to pay attention. Atom, I believe it is. So let's go on Bybit. Oh, this chart is not great. Let's try Binance. I just need to find a good chart. Okay. Which one is the best chart? You know that? Where we can see the most data, because here I can see, yeah, okay, this one is better. Okay, let's see. A lot of people like this project. So I believe this will also perform great in the bull run. Yeah, it did not really perform yet. 100%, still in a downtrend, still made new lower lows. I just put all the important prices there. So before we start, so same here as with Gala, we have the break of structure that happened at this particular moment. So here the trend basically went from lower lows, higher lows, lower low, to lower, higher high, lower high, higher high, higher low. Sorry. So in this case, you can see that in this moment we broke structure. So now the question is, where can be the reversal point if we go up from here? Obviously, the easiest points to take a look at is always the golden ratio. We already tested multiple times the 50% correction, which means that the price is rebalanced already. We would look to, let's say, break this line again, and then the first action it will do is similar to this one. So most likely it will come here, retest, and then try to conquer or break that line here at 12.59. And once we break the high above at 15.39, I mean, once we break that structure here, there is not really much resistance coming. This resistance, and then we have here the imbalance, but none other than that. So once you really break this high here and focus on this line, because I mean, if you enter here at 13 and it goes to 20, it's not that big of a gain. But if you went in here at the bottom and you reaccumulate now at 10, 11, and it goes to, let's say, 25, it's a little bit more. But overall, let's say this is the bottom, these two lows. If we break $17.19, you can expect a sequence finish at 38. So this is not enough to break the highs yet. So we would need something, let's say it managed to push above here. So then you break the trend, you retest the trend, and then you come up. So when it will go up, it will go very fast. Okay, so most likely it will battle around this trend line, and once it decides to pop, it will go very fast. And then, yeah, I would say Bitcoin now has reached this level here. So this is all you didn't, which this project didn't do yet. All that price performance is still coming and will come. I mean, in the bull run, everything goes up And this is a good project, so it's a very interesting entry for those that believe in that community and technology. So yeah, it's at a great price. Really focus on the most easy thing, which is that trend line. We have the break of structure to the upside. We took the liquidity to the downside. So now the question is, do we need to take that liquidity out first, come here and close that imbalance, or at least tap into it? So it tries to break above that line. We will come into this and then we break that trend line and make a continuation. So you are not far away from seeing gains. I hope your question is answered. But it is a little bit the same with every project. Some projects are still at a better price to buy, and other projects are already at prices where people already did profits. So if you are in a project, let's say, that already ran up, let's say you bought Solana at the bottom, and you are now up, let's say, 700% on your investment. If you have a similar good technology, let's say as Atom, you can take this 700%. Oh no, okay, it's not that far to the all-time high. But you still can, on your 700%, invest it at a lower price in another project and take the run and be in the next run too to the same prices than other projects that already broke out. For example, Bitcoin is already, or let's say already broke this high. And if you go to Ethereum, we did not break that high yet, which is laying here. So if people ask me, what do you think is better to buy now, Ethereum or Bitcoin, I would say Ethereum. Because there is still, to be at the same price than Bitcoin, it needs a 40% move against Bitcoin. So this would also mean, sorry, that here the Ethereum BTC chart would try to come back, or at least to take that liquidity here, close that imbalance, and then it will decide. If here there are a lot of sellers that sell their Ethereum to buy Bitcoin, obviously we will come down. But if now people sell their Bitcoin profits to buy more Ethereum, this will go up. And if this goes up and money moves from Bitcoin to other coins, you will see also the dominance coming down. Right now the dominance is very strong. We are still trying to take this liquidity out before maybe having a rollover to the downside. So this is also something I talked in a lot of videos. So this wick here was not taken out yet, so it will try to take it. The good thing is it's not taking out the wick by dropping and the altcoins dropping even more, but it is taking it by pumping more than the rest of the market, which is still healthy. If now, for example, Bitcoin drops hard, let's say it drops 5%, and the rest of the space drops 10%, the dominance goes up too. So this is a positive dominance increase. If Bitcoin now starts to lose momentum and you see inflow into Ethereum, the dominance coming down, this is also a very good indicator to show that actually the Bitcoin pump now, today and yesterday, was a real pump intended to push the price higher, not just intended to take out the liquidity. Because they could well just say, okay, everyone is bullish and let's just push the price higher, take in all these longs, all the people that open up leverage trades, and we create that liquidity down here to sell our positions, because if here momentum comes, they can sell their big positions and they take out the liquidity to the downside. We close this imbalance, we rebalance, and we come up and start the real run. Or we go now, let's say to, wait, I will just go up. So, or we would need now with this momentum we created here, should not see a rollover and break the candle low here. If that happens, we will go down. But if we maintain this and just close, for example, this gap here, so let's say we spike to the upside, we come back down. And here in this level between, let's say 46.8, 47k and 43.8, if we maintain this level and we manage to pump up, we just need to break this high here, and I would believe that it is that we will go at least try to break the all-time high. That will not mean that we will break it, but there is a higher chance, because this is now the last big, let's say, imbalance that Bitcoin provides. You know, look, when I take everything away, an imbalance is where price was not properly traded. So there was a minority of players that pushed the price in the direction they wanted. So, and as you see here, this is the biggest imbalance in the weekly. No, this is even monthly. Okay, crazy. So, yeah. Let's say when we close the monthly imbalance, we also will close the weekly imbalance, which is this one. And then we just have another imbalance, which is now interesting because the big players know that there is an imbalance, there is a fair value gap. So why not try to push the price at least to this fair value gap, take out all that liquidity, and then the people that bought the top back then, maybe some of them will sell, others don't believe that we are already at all-time high, so they will start to panic a little bit, and they will be confused. You know, everyone is a little bit confused right now, because the moves here, Bitcoin never did these moves since its existence. So it was more volatile. This is not volatile. Like, I don't know how to say it, but okay, obviously we were going from, we are up now 220%, but look, alone this pump here, from the lows of the bear market to just not even the all-time high, this was 340%. From our low to all-time, or 340% would be the all-time high. So it is not impossible that we will get some kind of rejection here, come back down, reaccumulate, gain some momentum, some power, and then boom, go to 100, 200k, because there's still some time left. I can show you the timeline. You most likely often have see how long a cycle is lasting, and from bottom to top, it is most likely 1065 days. Sorry, no, 1065, 64 days. So before that, from bottom to top, the same. From bottom to top, we took 1071 days. Okay. So it's always almost the same timeline, from bottom to top. So let's say this time it would be the same. So let's say 1050 days until the next top. So that would bring us around October 2025. So even if we go further up, we can get that correction that will take like 3 months, 90 days to come back, and then we will try to go as high as possible until this date. So no matter where the price is around this date, I will try to focus on selling, because every time during that phase, after that it was over. So some projects will be higher this bull run than others, but really focus on also the timeline, not just the prices, but because the prices are very volatile. Like, you cannot say Bitcoin is going to 100k or to 500k this bull run. This is really, it depends really on what they want for the price, you know. When we have the halving, obviously, there is just like, instead of 3.3 Bitcoin per block rewards, which is every 10 to 15 minutes, there will just be now from the halving on 3.15 or 3.16 Bitcoin block rewards every 10 to 15 minutes, which decreases the mining profitability. And in that case, you also know the ETF and the miners, or let's say the miners want the price higher, because if now, let's say the halving comes, Bitcoin drops from 6 Bitcoin block rewards to 3 Bitcoin block rewards, and the price cuts in half, all the Bitcoin miners need to sell their Bitcoin to stay in business. And this is why you see those capitulations, or you see those capitulations, or the FTX crash, or this one, because the miners already were at break even, and then something bad happens. But imagine that time there were still 6 Bitcoin block rewards. So now, let's say in April, when the halving comes, from that point on, the market ejects just half as much Bitcoin as they did in the last 4 years. So the price needs to be at a double, or needs to increase for them to stay in business. It's easy, but not a lot of people know that. So let's say we are almost at the half. We almost did half a bull run already. So let's say we have between 500 and 600 days left, where obviously the most bullish price action always comes then, at the end, you know. So here you see really this pump here, this was also the COVID crash. So everybody says, yeah, we're gonna have this halving crash as in 2020, but this is a COVID crash. You need to have an economic event or political event or health event like this, like in 2020, for that to happen. You know, if it does not happen, we will not see a harsh correction like that. And in that case, imagine if you take the same pump from, let's say, from here to here, and you put it here at the bottom, the price would have been at over 100k last bull run, but this COVID crash just a little bit took away the power to the upside for the cycle. So yeah, right now we rejected at 50k, which is normal. It's a psychological level. We did equal highs. Equal highs is very good for liquidity. So this is even an indication of there's more liquidity. Imagine these two highs of these candles were not equal. That would be great, but in this case it indicates that there is even more liquidity. So this will be taken out. The question is, will we come down and maybe close some imbalances first? This one, or maybe the smaller one here. So obviously, if you are a trader, you will not buy this right now. Nobody does that. Degens do that, but nobody touches this. You should be already in. So if Bitcoin going up makes you feel sick, you should have needed to feel sick 6 months ago, not now, you know, like when the opportunity was there. But I mean, everybody is here to learn. Everybody is here to experience also negative things and realize what they should have done right. So buying Bitcoin now is not a good idea. As I always say, there are a lot of other projects where you can get your opportunity, because even if you buy Ethereum now, you have greater potential than with Bitcoin. So why buying Bitcoin? You need Bitcoin as an indicator because it has the market dominance right now. So what you need to focus on is on the dominance and on the price of Bitcoin. If momentum goes higher to the upside, why should the rest of the space go down, you know? But for example, as I just said before, to reach the same price, look, I take every drawings away and I show you where Bitcoin is compared to to Ethereum, just price action wise. So weekly. I will just mark the important levels. So we had the top, the first top. We came back down. This was manipulation. But the good thing with this move is we had a less volatile downside, because we didn't need it to correct as much because it had an overextended top. So we reached our target here. This was the bottom. And look, we already did the moves here in Bitcoin. So now, instead of focusing, oh no, will I catch the next pump in Bitcoin? Try to understand how markets move. If Bitcoin moves first and then the rest moves, look, you have almost this whole pump in Ethereum, which is not done yet. So why focusing on Bitcoin? We just use this to tell us if now momentum shifts from Bitcoin to altcoins, that you can at least to this high, which is this high, make a 40% move. So why are you bothering thinking about how to enter Bitcoin if there is all this opportunity on other coins? Bitcoin is not that great, guys. The technology is old. There are inflation bugs here and there. Like, if you listen to media and to the mainstream YouTube channels, obviously Bitcoin is the best thing that could ever happen. It catapulted us in a new reality. Does not mean that it is the best technology out there. Okay? So use Bitcoin as an indicator for the market. If Bitcoin is in a healthy, let's say in a healthy move and is going up, for example, and the rest of the space is not really moving, just try to enter when it's not moving, because when the move comes, people that were in it before are starting to take profit when you enter. This is the game. You need to enter something when nobody is interested in it. When people start to be interested in something, this is most likely where there will be the exit liquidity, because the big guys need exit liquidity, otherwise they cannot sell their positions. They just cannot. Look, not a lot of people know this, but this pump here, this was Michael Saylor and Elon Musk manipulating the price, let's say officially. What is behind the scenes, nobody knows. But this last pump here was Elon Musk telling people online that he now is accepting Bitcoin as a payment method on his platform, on his website at Tesla back then. Then, actually, which created the top was that he publicly said that Bitcoin is not sustainable when it comes to environment and energy, and it's not carbon neutral. Basically, you pollute the environment to incentivize basically miners to secure the network and incentivize them with money, basically. So we have a lot greater technology out there than let's say Bitcoin. So if you really, let's say you missed this pump from, let's say 33, 34K to 50K Bitcoin right now, it is a lot more interesting to enter in Ethereum then, you know. But if now you wait until it is broken and then comes a big candle and you are at 3K, you will buy 3K top, you know. So it's like, you need to be quick. You really need to be there for for the let's say it's hard, because I personally, other than swapping profits from projects into big caps like this, or XRP, or Bitcoin, or I don't know, even Solana, all these projects, this is where my biggest bags are, and where I rotate the profits from my smaller investments. And in this case, I don't care if Ethereum is now at 250 or 3,000, if it goes to 4,000. But if this is your investment you are relying on to make profits, you need to realize that when you enter here, you have, in the worst case, let's say Bitcoin is now having the top, the temporarily, will create the top now, make a correction before it goes into the bull run. If that happens, people will start to panic on Bitcoin, will sell their Bitcoin, which will cause the price to go down and reaccumulate some altcoins, which are not that high in the price. Most likely it will be Solana and Ethereum. So this is where you need to focus on right now, not on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we are all happy because it breaks structure one after another. This is great. When Bitcoin goes to 150K, I will not make one single penny on that movement, but I have other coins. So if Bitcoin breaks the all-time high, we're gonna have a shit of big money coming into altcoins and a lot more profits. Okay. So now it's being patient. What you did or what you capitalized on until now in the cycle will not determine how much profit you're going to make in this cycle. How much you invest right now does not mean how much you can make in this bull run. Look, there are people investing $10 million in crypto, losing it all this run. And there are people getting an airdrop where they get 500 to $1,000 and trade it up until 6-7 figures. So it depends really on the information you get and the decisions you take and the action. It does not matter where you are right now. It is now you need to be prepared for what will happen. And this is what you need to focus on. Don't focus on the shining object that everyone is talking about. The news are talking about Bitcoin. Everyone is talking about Bitcoin. Nobody is talking about Ethereum anymore. It's not even a project I really, really like, but I mean, look what it did last bull run. It did a 55x. So users are there, developers are there. If there's not another chain like the Binance chain for gaming, for example, or some other chains like Solana, where people will start to develop other projects like ERC20s on their chain, and then there will be an offload on Ethereum. If that happens, gas fees will go down, so people are happy because they can transact cheaper, but the ecosystem will not flourish. So let's see what will happen. I am neither a fan of those two chains, and I am here in this space since they exist, but yeah, I just don't understand the purpose of it. None other than people are now free, for example, on Ethereum to create something or their life creation, because a lot of devs now have the vision of creating what they are and what they really like on a chain without restriction left and right from governments and associations and this and that. So everyone is free to try to do what he likes. And this is what makes it valuable. But the problem is today there are other projects which give you the same possibility. So it's not the only project doing this. And this is what you need to hold in mind. Google was not the first successful search engine that existed. So this will happen here too. There will be front runners. There will be projects that showed what is possible and where the future will go, and then there will be projects that will take over the future, that will be there, used everywhere, and everybody knows about it. And there will be projects that will be used as ghost technology to enrich the big guys. Yo, what's up, Limitless? Focus on the USDT T dominance. Here's the T, the 6 months order block. That's the local high. Where can I find that? Okay. I never looked at this chart. Thank you, man. That's a great chart, actually. I never thought about that. This is the dominance. You see, every day on the charts, never looked at this one. Every day there's something new. I have this one here. We just broke, but we are still here. Okay, we rejected here with great volume. So maybe we will get here liquidity grab. But the thing is, this really doesn't look like the dollar. Crazy. So okay, so this was the bottom, I assume. Which day was that? 13th of June 2022. Yeah, so this high was back then. No, this high 7th of November. Yes, 8 November. Okay, so this is the high. Here was already the low. So now the dominance gets higher. So that means that more tether are being printed. The more tether that are being printed, the more they can buy. I assume. That's the purpose of creating more tether. Or no? It's inverse to BTC. Yeah, I see. But it's not... it doesn't really give you a great indication. Like... we had the top, this was the bottom. No, but what am I doing? No, sorry guys, I'm doing June. So this was the bottom, basically. Okay, now I get it. So this was the bottom. This was the bottom. So now we break structure. Bitcoin breaks out. Yeah, basically what I see here is that we have a big imbalance here, which could be closed in a way like this. But for now, it's a great indication that shows that most likely we will take out that liquidity and we will close this gap above here. Yeah, and then we need to see if it's gonna get a reaction. Because also here with the dominance, it says that when the dominance goes down, obviously they bought Bitcoin or crypto with USDT. And if USDT goes up, it means that people are selling crypto for USDT, or the price goes down of the dominance. Yeah, if people sell their USDC and if they print new USDC, that means that the price, if they now print, the dominance goes up. And if they buy Bitcoin with printed money, the price comes back down. Okay, yeah, so look, this imbalance, which I always talk about on my channel, which is very important to keep in mind, even if we do not come down. If we come down, you really need to keep in mind that this is a very important level. So if the dominance of USDT in this case now maybe or surely it will spike under this liquidity, take out that liquidity, close that imbalance. The next imbalance will be down here. So most likely it will now come down here, close that imbalance, and then try to take out that liquidity and then come back down to close this one. So yeah, that could basically mean that this could be the temporary top right now. So let's say between 50 and 53K, and then we come back down. So now we also took that liquidity out, which was very important for the big players, because this is where they can inject their money because there is liquidity. So now everyone is bullish again. Everyone opened orders here at the break. So there is a lot of liquidity, also buy-side liquidity. Here was sell-side liquidity, now is buy-side liquidity that is still open. Sell-side liquidity with the close in 6 hours could potentially be gone. So if in 6 hours, in this case, 6 days, sorry. In the daily, it would be 6 hours. If in 6 hours we close above here, that would be really great. I mean, 48.3 would be great to see it close above that at least. And yeah, now I see I see the USDT dominance chart. It's great. Thank you, man. It's my favorite chart for trading big. Okay, yeah, it's not bad, to be honest. It's not bad. So Limitless, do you believe we're gonna use that imbalance here to bring the dominance back up? Because we have support here on the wicks. We have here this wick as support. We have the imbalance. We have the multiple liquidity zones that are being taken out. So this could well react there in the zone. Is this what you want to tell me? And guys, thanks for being here. We already had like 15 people in here. I just came live spontaneously because I saw the price rising. So if you have some questions, if you want to have a small talk, just write in the chat whatever you know. What did you want to tell me then? Or do you see it differently? Just let me know which chart you want me to take a look at. So what do you think then? Okay, the monthly order book. Yeah, sure. But that would be great, obviously. But that would also mean that order block. Okay, I get your point. I get your point. I get your point. because it is basically the same order block that we have here that we already took out, and in this case we didn't. Is this what you mean? We will fill the liquidity. But that makes no sense, man. If the dollar, if the USDT dominance goes up, the price goes down. So if it comes down, the Bitcoin price goes up. And in this case, if we close that imbalance or that order block in the monthly at 4.14%, this means that the Bitcoin price will pump. Because the low here on the 4th of April was also the high here before we had the big collapse. And here from this point on we had the big pump. So if the price from where we are right now goes down, we will see further up move in the price of Bitcoin. Or maybe I just totally got wrong what you wanted to say. But I see this as a big possibility because we have an important imbalance with weak support just under liquidity grabs. Here is liquidity, there is liquidity that is there since from August 22 to now. It just created more liquidity. It even didn't took out the liquidity. So still liquidity got taken out now, the first one, but we have this liquidity still over then the imbalance, which could give us a rejection to the upside. If that happens, it will make the price correct. We are back over 50k. Congratulations, guys. But yeah. So if you you talk about this liquidity here, the top liquidity. This will be reached in the bull run, in the bear market, but this will be reached in a bull run. I was so confused right now, Jesus. Because for me, technically, chart-wise, this imbalance is the same than this one. Yeah. Yes. And this is always the price I say to people when they really want to make buy with big money and they just want to buy Bitcoin, nothing else. They should wait for this. I mean, no financial advice, but I would not want to risk 50% to make potentially 2x. Just makes no sense. Or let's say even a 200%, 250k, and you risk 50 to 60%. No way, this is a great investment. Okay, now I get you. Okay. Yeah, so I would just be careful with that imbalance. It is the same then with with Bitcoin, this imbalance. It also depends on the fundamentals of Tether. You know, do they print? If they print, there's more money to buy Bitcoin because surely they are not very interested in holding a lot of Tether. So they use it obviously to maintain the stability of the price and to buy Bitcoin and push the price. So, Limitless, what do you think will happen this time after the halving? Do you think we will get a harsh correction as in 2021, or do you believe that it will be a lot softer? I believe it will not be like in 2020 because we don't have right now an economic situation like in COVID or where COVID started and the whole stock market crashed 40%. So we are not in the same environment. So this is why I believe we should not see Bitcoin go under to 25k no matter what happens. This is what I believe. Everything can happen, you know. So I always say these imbalances that are marked here are not, let's say, important to close, but could be close. And if the moment comes, you are happy to know that and really reaccumulate for the next run, because from here it makes a lot more sense to buy Bitcoin. 125% to all-time high. If you bought, let's say, the breakout here to the all-time high is 50%. So there's a big difference. Big difference. If you go then to 150K, you make 400%. That's such a big difference in an investment. That's crazy. So let's see what Ethereum does. Tries it, yeah. Ethereum tries to catch up. It will most likely now just take out that liquidity very quick. I don't believe they give people much time to buy, because if something goes up, it needs to go up quick so that not everyone can come in. Look, we had these candles, and now the biggest candle will come of the day, of the pump here. So let's see. We need to break this high. If we break this high, even better. The chance is big then that we go break this high here, this one, and we have a small imbalance. So this is what Ethereum needs to break to get a pump to 3K at least. Wow. Goes fast sometimes. 50K, 170, 180, 190, oh my god, guys, it's moving. What does XRP say? Let's go. It's funny. When we were at this price, I was telling a friend of mine, I was saying to him, bro, I'm just I'm just starting to get really annoyed about the price action of XRP. And this is, in most cases, it's the bottom. And he was like, yeah, let's see, maybe. And yeah, it looks like it was. Just so Pulse Chain can do at least 100x low. Yeah, we all hope that, We don't know what will happen after the halving. Just trade the charts. Yes, of course. Of course. I'm more fan of Hex. But Pulse Chain is great for people that are interested in, transaction fees, obviously. If you want low transaction fees, you go on Pulse Chain. If you want high quality investors, you should not care if something costs $50 to enter. If you can make it 10, 20, 50, 100x. I'm really excited about Hex. If this can break this high here, oh my god. This will be juicy, my friend. This will be juicy. People are not expecting what will happen. It's just something that has such low liquidity that you should not look at the market cap, because you will miss it. If you look at market cap, you buy something else. But if you look at order books and liquidity and what you really can buy right now, I mean, even just a pump back to bear market highs. This was when Bitcoin, January. This is when Bitcoin started to break out of its descending wedge, which we also did here. And then we had the Pulse Chain launch with the copy on the other chain, which splitted the price. Obviously, people think that's naturally. No, it was a split. And I believe we easily can reclaim the 13 cents in the bull run. Even all-time high, but let's say, this would already been 11, almost 12x. So let's see. And I mean, if you show this to someone that does chart analysis and you're saying this is the bull run top, this will be the bull run top, and he believes in the project, he will say this will not be the top. Like, for me, worst case for Hex, this bull run is between 13 and 50 cents. Maybe it will not manage to break the all-time highs. If it does, it's going to certainly go to $1 to $2. But to understand and believe that, you really need to be behind the project and understand the tokenomics, and that it is actually made for price appreciation. It's programmed for price appreciation. Yeah, it looks very sexy. This looks sexy. Look, XRP. You are in XRP, yeah? You said, look, it's starting to move. Great candles. These are great candles. Not that great of a volume. We need more volume. But let's say volume, we do not have a lot of volume and we pump. So there are not a lot of sellers right now. That's great. I want this to break this 54 cents. Jesus Christ. It's basically since fucking 2,500 days at the same price. Getting a little bit nervous. Yeah, but I believe this year, this cycle, not this year, but this cycle will be the moment to shine for XRP. The moment to shine. Look how beautiful it's reacting. So, break of structure, zack, up. So let's say this was the bottom. You have the first sequence here, up. First sequence target up here. So now we have BC correction, zack, 50 level. Can use this. Yeah, so if we manage to break here, I think 56 cents is no secret. Can go higher, but I think the first target would be 56. We have still an imbalance that we left open here. We would have, if we break 54, we will have this pattern that got activated, which has a conservative target of, this is when it needs to go fast. Yeah, let's say to this order block here. So let's see. Here the liquidity, we took it. Now we break structure. Next high would be great to break that one too. And then we could see a pump back to 55 to 60 cents. A lot of weeks, a lot of madness. But it's always beautiful to see that fair value gaps and imbalances, displacements, is where the market wants to go. If you have a displacement and liquidity and an order book at the same level, it's just like an 80% winning setup, you know. Like you have the imbalance here, you had an order block here, you had liquidity here. You could have bought all these candles here, but no, you waited for the liquidity grab, the close of that imbalance, and now your trade would be in profit. And it is as easy as that. Under these lows, The problem is that these are equal lows, so it's not impossible that we're gonna go take this one. But for right now, I focus on where it is going. So if we break this, these are my next levels. Here's an imbalance order block just below it. So yeah, 55.8 is a great target or level to watch, or let's say 56, and then push up to 60 cents. It can go very quick with XRP, so let's see. We just need further momentum with other projects. Yep, unfortunately I have XRP. Yeah, one day you say, I was fortunate to have XRP, so they will come. They will come. Look, I will try to, I don't know if I can, how can I do this? YouTube. This is something that came out a few ago, like a few days. And we all know Larry Fink, how he was talking a few years ago about Bitcoin and how he started to talk about Bitcoin during this bear market. So he's starting to be positive about the technology and where it could lead us. And very interestingly, I was not impressed to hear it, but even people like Larry Fink cannot talk about it. They do not talk about it. They talk about Ethereum, they talk about Bitcoin, they talk about Grayscale, they talk about Mt. Gox, they talk about all these things. But there's something they cannot talk about. I don't know if it's loud enough.
XRP ETF.
Right. I think the advent of Bitcoin ETFs is an example that we're legitimizing it. We're creating more safety.
Well, let me ask you this. Will you do another ETF? How about an XRP ETF? I know you got Ether out there. How about XRP? Can you answer that?
I can't.
How about XRP? Can you answer that? I can't.
And you don't want me to.
Look in his eyes.
Well, I can't.
He froths already out the mouth. He knows exactly what will happen. I don't know if you got it, guys. If it's loud enough, I will let it run again.
Advent of Bitcoin ETFs is an example.
Oh wait, maybe I can.
Creating more safety.
Well, let me ask you
I
this.
can do it that way.
How about an XRP ETF? I know you got Ether out there. How about
Okay, let's do it again.
Rich list. Check out what Larry Fink has to say about an XRP ETF.
Right.
I think the advent of Bitcoin ETFs is an example that we're legitimizing it. We're creating more safety.
Well, let me ask you this. Will you do another ETF? How about an XRP ETF? I know you got Ether out there. How about XRP? Can you answer that?
I can't.
How about XRP? Can you answer that?
He can't. He can't and he will not.
Well, I can't.
All right.
Check out what Larry Fink
And you
has to
don't
say
want me to.
about
Why is he
XRP.
saying that? Because the majority of people, let's say, hate XRP or have something against it because it's the banker's coin. But today, where all the banks are buying now, the retail's Bitcoin, as they say, yeah, banks are welcomed, I assume, in this space. So let's see. Let's see. Bitcoin rejects, is back under 50K. But yeah, this will most likely continue. Look, Ethereum is going up. I mean, the dominance should now be stagnant. It's at the same price. Yeah, this is what now the move from Ethereum and the rest of the space. So people know that the price of Bitcoin or Bitcoin is tired. So there will be a moment in time which they call alt season, where, yeah, the altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin price-wise. So, I would say with that, I'm going to leave you today. Maybe if something impressive will happen, I will be back live. Otherwise, write me in the comments which videos you want to see from me in the future, about what projects, and then I will take a look on and do them for you. With this said, have a great evening, guys. See you on the next